Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning into the video. Midwester here. I'm going to do a video today on my Condor Bushlore. I've been down here at the camp for about an hour and a half. It's pretty cold today. I think yesterday morning was 2 below zero. When I left this morning I think it was 4 degrees. It's supposed to be a high of 10. Wind chills about 15 below. Can't really say that's a problem though, because I haven't felt much wind yet today. There's a slight breeze, but I think in the wintertime you're going to feel any kind of breeze. I'll give you a shot at the water's edge today, show you what it looks like with the weather the way it is. Got some ice, flowing kind of slow. Got some more ice down this way. So, as you can see, it's pretty chilly. I haven't been too cold though. Got me a fire going today. And there's the fire. There's a little shot of it. Had a little bit of a hard time getting it going this morning. It was pretty cold and everything was wet, so let's go ahead and get started on the review of the Condor Bushlore. Okay, Condor Bushlore. Condor Bushlore, they made it out of 1075 high carbon steel. I'm not sure why they don't use 1095, but they don't. It's 1075. I don't know. I don't have enough experience to know. Maybe if it's just a little softer or something. I did know when I batoned with it real hard. I had a micro roll here and one up here the last time I used it. Don't normally baton with it, but I did it to show everybody you could, and it was some pretty tough wood. It was some hedge, so can't really blame the knife. I beat on it pretty hard, but it did it, and only had a couple of rolls on it. So has the walnut handles, 2 brass pins, has a brass lanyard tube, which I like real well. I've put some leather strapping on here to help get it out of the sheath when I need to. The knife is full tang. Has a bead blasted finish on the sides of the blades. Has a Scandi grind, which I seem to like real well. Not real familiar with the other ones, but this works real well for me. They've stamped it El Salvador on the side of the blade, and on the other side they have the Condor stamp, and I think that's really cool because that'll never wear off. Other makers will put their emblem on there, and if you baton with it or after years of use, I'm thinking maybe it'll wear off, but this one's not going to. It's engraved in there. So real happy with the knife. No complaints. Pretty inexpensive, not a cheap knife. I think it's built real well, but like I said, I'm finding out you have to be real careful with the 1075 steel. So the sheath that comes with it, typical Condor quality. Has a Condor logo on the front of it, stamped El Salvador on the back. Has a good wide welt on it. It's colored black. They didn't leave it natural. Has single stitching down, pin at the top, pin at the bottom. Has a nice belt loop that's pinned also. And the only problem I've had with this sheath, see if you can see that right there, the leather on the top of the belt loop is cracked. And I've not heard anyone else have that problem, so I don't know if that's just me or if I got one that wasn't quite as tough or what. Had the bottom thread at the bottom come loose and ravel out also. But it's not causing the leather to split or anything like that, and the belt loop still works, so I'm not really complaining. For the price I paid, I'm still extremely happy. I like dangler style sheaths, so I picked me up in a dangler from Self-Reliance Outfitters that has their logo on there. So I didn't see where Condor made one, so I picked one up from Self-Reliance. Real happy with the whole outfit. For the price and what I've done to it, it's pretty darn good quality. I am not going to complain. I'm real happy with it. Went with the wood handles because it has a more traditional look than a Mora or some of the Schrades. So let me grab some wood here and we'll do some feather sticking and make a couple notches, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, Let's do a little feather sticking here. Show you how this thing works. Not any different than any other knife, but I'm not the best feather sticker in the world either, but I keep this knife razor sharp. It seems to do pretty good. Like I said, I'm just learning how to do this stuff, so I'm not the best, but I guess for an amateur, I can get it done if I have to, at least part of the way. It's not the knife's fault, but it does all right. I'll get there. There we go. Let's do some real fine ones. Seems to really excel at those fine ones. Sometimes I just like to get sticks and play because it's so easy to do them. It cuts really well. So I'm real happy with it. For no more than I have invested, I couldn't be more tickled with it. So that's not the prettiest bunch of feather sticks in the world, but you know, they'll get the job done. I've started a fire with my feather sticks every time now since about September, August maybe. So if you have to do any chopping with this thing, I've not really tried it before, we'll find out how it works. Guess it ain't too bad. I'm really surprised. I wouldn't think it would work that well, but it did, and I'm glad it did. So let's try to make some notches here. Go ahead and chop this end off. There we go. Okay. Seems to cut pretty well. File a stick down for a tent stake. Do the job just fine. If you want to make some notches, cut down into it, stick a little bit this way. Then we'll cut into the notch. You'll have to forgive me a little bit. My hands are pretty cold. Like I said, it's only 4 degrees out here, so I'm a little chilly. Okay. Like I said, most of this is not the knife's fault. It's my inexperience and my cold hands right now. I've done this numerous times, quite easily. But just to give you an idea, the knife works well. It's not the prettiest notch in the world, but it would do in a pinch if you had to have it. So like I said, mostly me, not the knife. So it'll make it. You can make a tent stake with it, and I don't know what they call them, but they make the notches for the traps and the ones they make to hang their coffee pots and cooking pots over the fire and everything. So it will do the job, and as I learn better, I can do better videos. So anyway, real happy with the knife. Anyone wanting to start out, I would definitely recommend this knife. Moras are also good knives if you don't care about the traditional bushcraft look. But if you want a bushcraft look, this is the way to go. I'm real happy with it. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and like, and keep checking often on the channel to see if I've got new videos up. I try to do about one a week. Sometimes it takes a couple. But really appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Bye.